I'm Sttowe here, and today we are doing our Q2 monthly pickups consisting of months April, May, and June. These pickups are mostly going to be Pokemon, but we do have other TCGs as well. I've been collecting a good amount of different cards, especially two big TCGs. These cards are going to be valued from $1 all the way to $100, so it's going to be pricey. I got a lot of fucking cards that I'm going to eat for dinner because I have no money. You guys actually like me to eat a bunch of cards? I can do that. I can make that happen. So here is the lot. I have some cards hidden on the sides that you can't really see because of the camera, so I will get to those obviously. But there's two things I just want to quickly cover. A lot of this month, I've actually gotten a good amount of One Piece cards. I decided that I made a collection video to show all that off because honestly, the past 3 months I've been collecting One Piece. It's been a lot of One Piece. So if you want to see all the One Piece singles that I got and some other graded cards, just watch my one video that goes over my collection, and then I kind of talk shit about One Piece, the whole the whole 9 yards. But I do have some One Piece graded cards that I'm going to be showing off as well that I didn't show off in that collection video. The other one is I got a lot of Fabled Saga cards that I did show in a Fabled Saga's Kickstarter update. So if you want to see the cards in that video that I got, watch that. I just figured it kind of be pointless to just go over them both again on here, especially because there's a lot of cards. So these cards, consider I haven't shown these off, I figured I'd do a video on this, but there are some cards from different TCGs, mainly graded, but we will get to it. And then the second part is that we have a lot of cards here. So there's gonna be some cards that I'm just gonna go over and not really show you guys how much they go for or any of the details, because mostly they're just the cards that are $1. I paid $1, they're still $1. I paid $3, they're still $3. So I just want to get that out of the way so you guys aren't confused of why I'm not showing the details on every card. But I figured we'd start low to high. My high-pitched voice is going crazy. We will start with the Entei from Secret Wonders. This card I currently got for $1, believe it or not, and on TCG Player this card goes for $12.13. It's a pretty old card from 2007, which is basically the era that I came in and started getting cards and collecting Pokemon, which is the Diamond and Pearl era. I don't know why, but I hate the borders. I hate how it goes dark yellow to light to dark. It looks so fucking ugly. But I have so much nostalgia for the Diamond and Pearl era. I love these cards. Once I saw this, I was like, I gotta buy it. But there are some reasons why this is kind of $1. There is whitening at the bottom, and then you have this piece of shit on the card. There aren't too many scratches actually on the holo. It's not that bad, but the card is a little beat up here or there. But for $1, and this is a $12 card, this isn't bad for a binder piece. So I definitely just jumped on it. Then we have some typical cards. We got the Dratini First Edition. Kind of surprised that First Edition cards really don't go for a lot. Again, this was only $1. Pretty clean all around, and I mean it's not a holo of course, but it's crazy because they're just $1. Got a Dark Jolteon from Unlimited, followed up with a Dark Flareon from Unlimited. Would love to get these in a First Edition. I don't know if they have holos of this. I think they might, and I would just love to get those. So cards, these are basically oldies, kind of for $1. Got that Dark Amanita card. If these were all First Editions, they would probably be around $10-15, I would think. They definitely wouldn't be $1. And then, of course, we got the Light Wigglytuff. This card, I actually really liked it just because of like the image it depicts with the fucking like Caterpie. Really cool. In a first edition, this card actually goes for I think like 10-15 bucks. So it's a pretty expensive card, first edition. Any of the light variant old cards, like, you know, light Wigglytuff, light Vaporeon, light Flareon, if you get them in first edition, they are worth some money. Unfortunately, unlimiteds aren't really worth anything, but if you just see like a non-holo light card and it's a first edition, that is worth some money. So definitely try to find those if you can. If you know, there's a lot of things with old cards I don't really know too much about, but for one, I know that if it's light first edition, it's worth money. And then lastly, for our old cards, we have a Riot Chew 2007 as well from Mysterious Treasures. Paid $1 for this card, goes for $11.70. So I got a big steal for this card for $1. And you know, you can just get these at your local LGS if they have like binders of cards, and just look through them. You can, you know, look through them, see what cards, you know, are cool. Usually if I see like an old card from, you know, this fucking era, 2007, 2008, hell, anything from like 2014 down, for $1, and it's a holo, and it looks clean, I just know it's going to be worth something at least. So there's just a little bit of whitening on the sides, but nothing too crazy. But just a gorgeous card. No scratches on the holo, believe it or not. So, and it has really good centering. So this could actually be a card I could possibly grade. Don't know. I don't know what like a PSA 10 or whatever the hell goes for with this card, but really dope. Glad to have gotten it for such a cheap price. You fucking wipe your ass with $1. Now we're gonna get into some random dollar cards. Our first one being a Pikachu promo. This is just a basic holo, nothing too crazy, but you know, I do sometimes collect some Pikachu cards, and if they're a promo, I was like, why not? Just buy it. Not bad for like $1. Same here with a Torchic XY era. This is the promo card with the holo. Really cute Torchic, but you know, this card really isn't worth much. Again, these cards are like $1, you know, and that's how much they go for. So I didn't really like get a big steal on any of these. We have the Malueta. Can't pronounce that for the life of me. This is also an XY era promo card, just $1. Really gorgeous. Love the art, and there's like no scratches on this holo that I saw. So I mean, why not? These cards are in good condition. Wow, okay, I take that back. We got some whitening on the sides, but it's still a gorgeous card to me. Don't mind it. And then we have some stamp cards. Heatran from Ultra Prism. This is a pre-release card. Surprisingly enough, I would have thought that these cards would go for more money, considering they have the stamp and they're from the Sun and Moon era. But no, this card actually goes for $1.10 on TCG Player. So I basically paid the same amount. Like, I didn't get a good deal on it. There's no deal to be had. It was just $1, and I'm just really shocked. I would really think that over time these would kind of go up in value, but I guess not. I mean, I still think a lot of cards that have stamps on it are good to collect, and they really cool. I mean, it just shows off the set that they're in, but you know, who knows whether or not they'll go up in value. I kind of feel they will, but it'll probably be a little bit. Following up, we also have a Persian Unbroken Bonds pre-release stamp card. On TCG Player, this goes for $2.40, so a little bit more. So, I mean, I paid $1, nothing too crazy. A gorgeous card. Would love to get all 4 of the ones just lined up, because that's what I did with the Sword and Shield era. So definitely want to do that with the older cards, but a lot of these stamps, like depending on what it is, I think the Charizard one is pretty expensive. Now we got the Regigigas. This one was actually a really tough one. It's $1, obviously, but the side is like so fucked up. You can see the hollowing on the side here, and I think the back is a bit beat. Yeah, we got like whitening here on the sides, some along here. It definitely wasn't the prettiest. It was a tough call because it really is fucked up, but I was just like, it's $1. I have a fucking like vent underneath me that's like blowing like cold air up, and it feels so good, but I swear to God, it's like blowing dust into my lungs. So I'm like fucking hacking every time I'm like talk about a card. It's like, ugh, I gotta figure something out with that. The next card we have is the Yveltal. I just love these type of cards because the reverse hollowing is so detailed and different. The hollowing is really cool. The art is cool. You have these like awards or medals on the side, and just such a cool fucking like design that they did with all those cards. So definitely had to get that. Just got a basic Pikachu. This one, I believe, is from Paldea Evolved, and it's one of the ETB promos. Unfortunately, it's not the Pokemon Center exclusive, so, you know, it's basically only $1, nothing crazy. But again, it showcases all 4 of, like, the 3 Gen starters and then Pikachu, so just a really dope card to get. Then we have the Snorlax sleeping on the road with Pidgeot taking a shit on its chest. Talk about a Cleveland steamer. Don't ask why I know that. Just $1. It's just another promo, not the Pokemon Center exclusive, so nothing too crazy there, but it's from Pokemon 151, and that set is pretty hard to find. I made a video talking about 151 on, oh, you know, is this the last time you're going to be buying it? And I had so many people tell me, like, oh, dude, they're going to do another release, this, that, and the other thing. I've yet to see them release another wave of 151. Where is it? A lot of people are saying, where the fuck is it? You know, they're telling me delete the video, and I still don't see a fucking 151 second wave. I know they did one with Japanese, but we're talking English here. This is a fucking English channel. Malouetta EX, really gorgeous card. It's a little beat here and there, but for $1, this card is just super gorgeous. Some whitening on the sides, nothing too crazy. This set, so freaking nice. I don't know why they stopped doing cards like that. Just so damn cool. And then lastly, we got the telescopic sight, just a regular gold card for $1. And honestly, you know, I talked about this before, rainbow cards, gold cards, they have low pull rates. They're hard to get. I mean, you do pull gold and rainbow cards here and there, but, you know, they're supposed to be, like, hard cards to get, and they're pretty cheap right now. I can definitely see people, you know, trying to invest in these, and these kind of, like, shooting up in value eventually, but I think these are definitely some underrated cards. Telescopic sight isn't too crazy, but, you know, any type of, like, gold Pokemon, gold stadiums, I think, are pretty underrated. Those will be really, really cool to get later down the line, so definitely hyped for those. Then we got some just basic ones. These are the amazing rares from the earlier sets in Sword and Shield. We have the Celebi, really freaking gorgeous, man, going into Kyogre, and I think I also got another Kyogre. If I see these for $1, I will just buy them. The design and art for these cards are so freaking cool, and it kind of is, like, sad in a way they stopped doing cards like this, because this is such a cool design, and these cards are so cheap that I don't care. I'll just buy them for $1 if I see them. We got the Zacian and another Zacian. $1, really. And, like, the fucking energies that they use are shiny. It has this really cool symbol, rainbow symbol at the bottom. It's just such a dope card that's so cheap. And if you don't remember, guys, during COVID, when Pokemon was just going crazy in price, a lot of these cards were pretty expensive. They were like $10 at the cheapest, going around like 20 to 30 bucks at the highest. I think the most expensive one was the Rayquaza, and I remember actually buying the fucking Rayquaza for like 25 bucks. I think I bought the Jirachi for like 18. And then we also got the Ryoku. Just really, really gorgeous cards. And, you know, again, it kind of sucks because these are cards like all $1. You know, some of these I think maybe are like $2 or $3, but that's the thing. They were once 20 to 15 bucks. Obviously, I'm not going to say, well, hey, they once were, so they'll probably go back up again. But who knows? If Pokemon hits another resurgence just out of nowhere, because it seems to happen, it gets a lot of hype, just, you know, spread out through its timeline, you know, these cards could start shooting up again. And we're already done with the Sword and Shield era. We might start seeing some cards from there just go up. Continuing on, we have some shiny cards. Oh, drop one there. Starting off, I don't know why I want to like do them like that. I don't know. We have a Jirachi, a Radiant Jirachi, and a Radiant Gardevoir card. Basically paid $1 for each. Now, it's kind of crazy to me that these are just so cheap, and I think it's probably because these are easy to pull cards. I just remember you'd usually get one guaranteed, or possibly two in like a booster box, but it's kind of crazy because I feel like these cards would be worth more than like your typical Vs. These cards basically go for 30 cents really cheap. One of the more expensive ones is the Radiant Charizard that goes for like $7-8, and then you have the Radiant Eevee that goes for about like $5-6. But then the rest of them all go for, unfortunately, like 30 cents to $1. Just very cheap to get. And, you know, I used to say really stupidly that I think these cards will go up in value a lot, but it just, with how cheap they are, I'm guessing that these are probably really easy to pull. I don't remember these being that easy to pull, but for some reason it's tough. And it's such a cool design. The hollowing is so gorgeous, and it's a shame that they stopped doing this type of hollow. It's just, I really would have thought these cards would eventually go up in value. I mean, we still have time. We have eternity for these cards to go up in value. Will they? I don't know. But they're just really cool cards to have in your collection, I think, personally. And then we have some of these shiny cards. The shiny full arts, crazy enough, I actually have these, so I don't even know why the fuck I rebought these. But they're just from the newest Paldean Fates set. So thought I'd try to like start maybe collecting the shinies. Just a random fucking Cramorant and a Cleffa shiny. These are all just like $1. And honestly, with Paldean Fates, it makes me want to collect all the shinies, but it's just such a big task. They're pretty cheap cards, with like I think the most expensive just being like the shiny Charizard in one of the older sets. But you know, they are just a lot of cards. I think like, was it Hidden Fates, you have Shining Fates, Paldean Fates, and I think there was one other like legendary something which had some shiny cards. And to get all of them, it's like a lot of money, and it's just a lot of time to try to find them, and I don't think I really want to waste that much time doing that. So I gotta probably hold off with that kind of stuff. But we're now finishing out our $1 cards with just some full art trainers. We have the Team Yell Grunt, Adventurers Discovery, and then a Shauna with all Sword and Shield. And, you know, especially Shauna, I'm kind of surprised is a bit cheap, but these cards really are not a hard card to pull. I would think that later down the line, some of these cards would end up going in value. They are very gorgeous cards, but I know one person had told me these are basic cards. Like, they have the same kind of pull rate as, like, you know, your VMAX V cards. I know it's kind of in between there. I think actually it's probably the same pull rate as your full arts Pokemon cards, but they're just such gorgeous art. And I know some of the Sword and Shield cards are just expensive with full arts. So it really is kind of just, I guess it depends on the waifu, right? That's all depends on. And then going into our Scarlet and Violet era, we have Paldean Students. Just typical $1 cards, nothing too crazy with these. And then we got Pneumonia, and don't forget Pneumonia. 3 fucking Pneumonia cards. Don't know why the hell they named her that. Really just name. We got 2 Clive cards, nothing crazy. Dude spiking his hair. We got a Morty's Conviction card that I actually didn't have yet. A Judge, another Judge, Norman, which I never would have thought this fucking dude would actually get made as a card. I feel like there's other trainers that would be. But lastly, Geta SIR card. I have this. I think I have like 3 of these. It's just anytime you see a fucking secret illustration rare card, I don't care if it's fucking a full art or Pokemon. If it's near mint for $1, just fucking buy it. Those are the hardest cards to pull in the Scarlet and Violet set. Granted, they were pretty easy to pull in the earlier sets. Now they're kind of becoming a lot harder to pull. But just still, for $1 for these cards, the special like hollowing that they do, hollow foiling, is just so gorgeous. Kind of off center a little bit, but for $1, it's like you just can't beat that. Moving up to our $3 cards, we are going to start with these right here. Kind of like an assortment of cards with the Radiant Eevee. Now, again, like I said, this is actually one of, if not, I think it's like the second most expensive Radiant card. Paid $3 for it. Currently on TCG Player goes for $5.58. It's not a bad card. This card was a promo in Pokemon Go. You can see the stamp right there. And it came out of the Radiant Eevee collection, which was a really cool box. Had a lot of Pokemon Go packs. Definitely, if there's any boxes you want to collect in Pokemon Go, it's probably this, the Radiant Eevee collection. Keep that box sealed. any of the trainer ones that came with like the 3 like main characters in Pokemon Go for each team. Definitely want to keep those probably sealed. And then I would maybe say the Dragonite Ball would be a cool product to keep sealed. But besides that, there really is not a lot of value in Pokemon Go, which is kind of sad. It just was a very small set that got printed a lot. And then we have a Celestia Ultra Beast Shiny, nothing too crazy. We got a Kirlia Shiny, a Masshold, I don't even know what the fuck that's called. A Pineco that like uses self-destruct, kills everybody in sight. And then lastly, a Giratina Prism card, pretty dope. All these cards were $3. All these cards go for around $3, so there's just nothing too crazy with those pickups there. Then we get into some of the more cooler ones. We got the Ryoku. This one is a pre-release from Lost Thunder with the stamp. On TCG Player goes for $4.03, $3. Just kind of how much it would have went for. But again, it's just one of those cards that has the stamp on it, which is really, really cool. This one, I was kind of shocked on this price. This is a sealed Toys R Us promo. The Jangamowo, don't know. Toys R Us promo, right? It has a stamp. Toys R Us doesn't even fucking exist anymore. You would think this card would be worth some money. No. This card's actually worth $1.88, which is just insane to me. I know there's some Toys R Us like promo cards that are worth some like good money, around like $20-30. Just shocking that this card is only $1. I can definitely see at one point there will I can already call it. There will be one point where there's just going to be a huge uproar with stamps. There's going to be some hype. It's going to happen eventually. When, I don't know, but I feel like there's going to be a hype movement. It's like stamp cards are going crazy. There was with the tournament ones. I feel like there will be with just like, you know, the promo ones. Toys R Us. I think the fucking KFC does one. We got this really cool card. I don't even fucking know. This one is a Pokemon Day promo card with a gorgeous Pikachu stamp. Gorgeous hollowing all around. And it's still just $3, like $1 to $3. Really gorgeous. Nothing too crazy because it is pretty recent. Obviously, it came out this year, so I don't really see this card going up in value anytime soon. And I do think they printed a lot. This was a card that you could get if you spent like $20 or so on the Pokemon Center, and it was for free. So cards like this, you know, they probably made a lot of these, but it's just a really cool stamp, a really cool card. Definitely one to have in your collection. Then we have the Bastard GL card. I love these cards because it just shows the trainer that has the Pokemon, and I love that so much. And like it has their cool little like initials. I'm guessing his initials are GL or some shit. I just find that so freaking cool. I absolutely love these cards. I wish they would bring it back in another set. That'd be so dope. But this card, surprisingly enough, is a pretty cheap card. It's from Rising Rivals, and it goes for $3.87. This card is spanking new, fucking gorgeous, and it's a $3 card. This is from 2009. This is a pretty old card, and $3. Then we have the Star Raptor FB card. Same deal, very gorgeous. This one's from Supreme Victors. And this card actually goes for a little bit more. It goes for $5.19 on TCG Player. So for $3, that isn't bad. It's just the hollowing is so gorgeous. Such like a cool design. Love it so much. Next up, we have a Articuno promo. This card is pretty beat to hell, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, has some whitening all around it. Really, really fucked up. And I think there are actually some scratches on here. I really just love the design of this promo. It's such a gorgeous Articuno card, and to me, that was why I had to buy it. This card currently goes for $5.67, so it is a pretty pricey promo. Nothing too crazy, but again, you know, with all the whitening, that's probably why this card was like $3. So to me, it's not the end of the world. I don't know if like I would actually... Here's the thing, when I see these cards, it's like, all right, I see it's beat to shit, but like, do I want to actually wait, try to find something online, buy it, and then pray to God it's actually not beat as well, you know? Or do I just buy it there in hand for a little bit cheaper, still beat? I could have probably find one perfect online, but it's just kind of like a waste of time to me. If it was something investable, then I would definitely not buy it. Then we got a Tapu Lele promo. Just another really, really gorgeous card. Goes for about $3. Nothing crazy. Some whitening on each edge, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Then we got the Ting Lu EX card. This is like a weird fucking like gold card in a way. Really surprising, but this card is from Paldean Fates, and on TCG Player goes for $5.63. I think they did this with each of the 4 legendaries, because I think there's like 2 more that have the name or whatever. It's just a really cool card, really cool design. I haven't seen something like this in quite a bit. It's a gold card, sure, but it kind of gives off that like gold and black from the Sword and Shield era when they did those Trainer Gallery cards. So it is pretty cool as I fling it around. And then we have the Zacian V. Talk about black and gold. This card, like, look at that. It's pretty fucking close. Pretty dope. The Zacian V card, this one, surprisingly $5 this promo goes for. So believe it or not, it is a little bit more than actually how much I paid, because I only paid $3, but it's not a bad card. This comes from one of the ETBs that they did with Zacian and Zamazenta. And then lastly, we got the Mew EX. This is kind of like a promo Trainer Gallery card, really gorgeous, from the Mew UPC on TCG Player goes for $4.95. Not a bad card, a really gorgeous card. And believe it or not, the Ultra Premium collections are starting to go up in value. I heard that the Charizard one is starting to shoot up a little bit. We obviously know the Pokemon Celebrations one is still a shit ton of money. And then we have the Mew one, which is still pretty affordable. You can get it for around 90 to 100 bucks. You could possibly even get it for cheaper, and it does come with some good packs. Just remember, it's really shitty pull rates for some reason. Their most valuable product has the worst fucking pulls in history, but it is what it is. Really gorgeous promos that UPC comes with, so really dope. And then picking up, we got the Dendra Full Art. This card honestly really only goes for like $1, so kind of got ripped there getting it for $3. But for some reason, every time I try to get that card, I got it all like fucked up and dented or some shit. Then we got a Melanie Trainer Gallery card, just a gorgeous Full Art trainer that I had to snag. It was $3, not a bad price, all that much. Then we have the Giacomo SIR card. Again, it's an SIR, really dope. And, you know, Giacomo is not really that, like, fan favorite of a character, I wouldn't think. Maybe not as far as, like, collectability-wise, but for such a hard card to pull, $3 isn't a bad price. And then last 2 we got is the Galarian Articuno Bolton V card. The Galarian Articuno card is a Trainer Gallery card from Astral Radiance. Currently goes for $8.05, which is pretty crazy. And then you have the Bolton V, a Trainer Gallery card from Brilliant Stars that goes for $5.12. Again, I paid $3 for both of these. And it's kind of crazy when the alternate art craze happened. You know, some of the other cards in Sword and Shield also went up to Trainer Galleries. So they're starting to go up in value. And they're still a good, affordable price. If I see something and I have it and it's cheap, I will buy it, because I really feel there's like flippability in that. Just takes a couple years for it to grow. This next one is going to be pretty interesting. This is a whole pile of illustration rare cards from the Scarlet and Violet era. These cards all cost me around $3 to $5, and there's 28 of these. 28 fucking cards, and I thought it'd be ridiculous if I just listed every single one and did like 2 minutes on it. It'd just be too long. I will say the only card I did get that was over that price was this Pseudo Wudo card for $7. A bit pricey, but I figured I would just start going and like showing off these cards. We got Shiftry, really gorgeous. This fucking puke fish. Grottle. Oh my god, I am such a Torterra slut. This card is so freaking cool. Showing off the other little Pokemon. Such a gorgeous card. And honestly, it was pretty crazy. With the alternate art craze and the Trainer Gallery craze, the illustrators started following as well. Now, not all illustrator cards have been going up in value, but there are a good amount that have really shot up. I mean, just the Magikarp is just disgusts me. Like, I literally want to kill somebody. Just the fact that that card is like around $100 kills me. inside, honestly. But to get these cards for around $3 to $5, here's the thing. I am so used to these basic Trainer Gallery cards, like from the Sword and Shield era, being $1. So when these cards usually go for like $3 to $5, I get so irritated because I feel like that's so overpriced. But at the same time, I get it. These are gorgeous freaking arts. And they have some difficult pull rates. I mean, they're not that easy to pull, especially with the newer ones. And oh my god, don't even get me started with fucking 151. That thing is a fucking, like, disaster. I didn't want to talk about it. Like, I still have a ETB I've never opened. I still have a 2 booster bundles, I think. I have a lot of 151 product I haven't opened because I just feel like I'm not going to pull shit. And there's so many Trainer Galleries from 151 I don't have. And it kills me. It really kills me inside. So it is what it is at this point. But when I see some of these cards, I just try to get like what I don't have. And, you know, I'll kind of just buy like a shit ton of these on like TCG Player. It sucks because I have like a full binder with a collection of the Sun and Moon Trainer Gallery, the Sword and Shield Trainer Gallery, and now the Scarlet and Violet illustrations. And it's kind of overkill in a way. Like, I feel exhausted collecting these. It's not even fun. You know, it's just like every Pokemon set they do, they're releasing 20 to 30 illustration cards, and I love it. It's gorgeous art, but like, I want to have them all. Like, I want to catch them all, and I can't. It's just too fucking expensive, and it kills it for me. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I get it. It's a game. They got to make money. Like, this stuff, you know, these illustrations keep people around, and it's a great concept, but it really, really kills me with just how many there are and how expensive they are. If they were $1 each, I think I wouldn't be complaining. But the fact they're $3 to $5 each, and then there's some that are 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, it just kills me inside. And that's not even talking about the secret illustration rares, which should be the more expensive ones. It's so crazy with these illustration cards. I don't know what to say about it. It's just, it kills me inside, and it's very hard to continue doing Pokemon when you want to collect all these type of cards. And I know it's kind of on me. It's my issue. So I just gotta fucking shut up, suck a dick, you know. We are now getting into the $5 cards that I paid basically $5 for. First one is our Dark Aerobok fucking Snake. This is a unlimited card from Team Rocket on TCG Player. Goes for $5.82. Pretty cheap. It always surprises me when I see unlimited cards that are in perfect condition and they only go for $5. It's such an old card, and like, I know it was produced a lot, but it surprises the living shit out of me. This is a gorgeous card. In first edition, this card would actually go for $34.36. So you could just see the price difference of $30, whether or not there's a fucking first edition stamp there. Crazy. But it was a gorgeous card I saw for $5. To me, I was like, I gotta have it. Not bad. Then we have this Electabuzz Reverse Holo from Sandstorm. Goes for $11.25. So basically made $5 there. Not a bad card. Really, really cool with this different border. I used to actually really fucking hate this border, but now when I see cards like this, I feel like they're going to be more expensive because these cards actually are the more rare type out of all the Pokemon. So definitely had to snag it. Then we got Erica's Clefairy sleeping in pink, some weird pink shit. This is a first edition non-holo from Gym Challenge on TCG Player. This card actually goes for $5.22 for a non-holo. Pretty crazy. Not bad, I guess. I mean, to be honest, I really don't know why I bought this. I think it was just sleeping in the pink calm, I guess. I don't know. Then we got a Zapdos G. Now you know why I bought this, because this guy's a fucking G. And this card is from Arceus set. Don't know what the fuck that means. When you search up this card, that's all it says, Arceus set. On TCG Player, it goes for only $5.87. Pretty cheap. And this is a holo. It's a Zapdos G. It just surprises me how cheap these type of cards are with, you know, the Bastion and the Staraptor. It always shocks me. Then we have the Asleaf card. This is an XY promo on TCG Player. Goes for $3.74. Just a gorgeous card, really gorgeous, legendary that I just had to have. There really wasn't too much to it. Just when I see really gorgeous hollows, I'm like, for $3, not bad. This one's a little weird because I actually bought 2 of these. We have the Thunderous, and this is like a full art. So this one is from Emerging Powers. On TCG Player goes for $7.37. I only paid $5 for it. So not a bad price. Again, I bought 2 of these. The other one I think I paid $7 for, so kind of with that. But then we got the Electabuzz Toys R Us promo. I actually do already have one of these. This card on TCG Player goes for $8.45. So a bit of a more expensive Toys R Us promo, not like crazy expensive, but for $8, this was a gorgeous card. Got it for $5, so I can definitely see these cards, like I said, eventually going up in price, and man, will that be great. Then we have the Charizard EX full art with the fucking crystallized version, whatever the fuck you want to call it, from Obsidian Flames. On TCG Player, this goes for $7.13. Now, what confused me a little bit is I know they did a box, like a Charizard EX box, and it had this promo, but it was actually like a different alternate version. I think the gold as well. It also came with the gold one that's also a different alt version, so it's kind of cool. You can actually get this one and a different one. So I'm going to try to get all of these because I do like that. But when I got it, I was kind of worried that I got the promo. I wasn't too sure if the promo was actually a promo, like in the box, or if it was like different. But then we got the Tornadus VMAX card Rainbow. This card is from Chilling Reign, goes for $6.79. This is another iffy card. Like, I didn't want to buy it, but I was like, for $5. I was like, I guess I will. Rainbow cards, again, just another rarity that is like not really popular, but they are a hard card to pull, like with the golds. And eventually I think, there'll be a time where people will actually want to start collecting these, and these probably might go up in value. They're a hard card to pull from a hard era. And then we have the Shauna Rainbow. Another thing, again, is just the Shauna regular art is way more detailed, way more gorgeous, and the rainbows just don't really get that much love, but it is what it is. This one is from Fusion Strike, goes for $5.13, so basically paid the same amount of money, $5. Nothing too crazy. And then the Friends in Sinnoh card. Interesting one. This one is a full art from Crown Zenith, and on TCG Player goes for $5.35. If you guys seen one of my older videos, I told you I bought like 100 of these. I think I bought at least 15 of each variant because I really do have faith. Okay, that is just dust. I was about to say. I really do have faith that these cards over time will go up in value. They are so gorgeous. Now, I know rarity-wise they ain't too crazy, but again, Sword and Shield era with the Trainer Gallery. The Trainer Gallery is like somewhat hard to pull, especially the more like higher rarities. Like a lot of people say these full arts aren't that crazy, but like there are some cards that are kind of hard to pull, and these, just showcasing all these characters is just so fucking cool. It might take time, but I really do believe these type of cards will go up in value. So I keep buying them for a cheap price. I'll keep buying them. Then we got the Dandruff SIR card for $5. Got a really big steal with this one because this is from Paldea Evolved. Goes for $11.29 on TCG Player. It's a gorgeous card, so freaking cute, so freaking voluptuous blue. Just love this card, and I did actually get another one because I didn't realize I got this, so that sucked. I think I got this for $5, and then I bought like another one for $10. So one of the things is I rely a lot on TCG Player. I have like my lists of all the cards I have, and so when I do these like pickups, right, I actually don't put these in binders. I don't checklist them into TCG until I'm ready to make these videos. So I have these cards sitting out for like 3 fucking months, or however long as when I bought them. I'll just have them sit out, and it sucks because then when I keep like buying cards, I forget that I already have a Dendra. I forget I already have a Tornadus. Like it sucks, but it is what it is. Like it's just what I have to deal with, I guess, because I just don't want to put them into the system until I can write everything down and just all that crap. So that's on me, but it is what it is. Speaking of Tornadus, $7. Again, from Emerging Powers, this card goes for $7.37. Just a cool old full art card. What year is this from? 2011. Okay, so it's old. It's like what is that, from 14? That's 13 years old for $7 full art. Not too bad. Again, probably I'd rather pay $5 for it, which I did. But then we have the Arceus V-Star metal card, one of the few times Pokemon has done metal cards, which I absolutely love. For $6, this really isn't bad at all. This one comes from the Arceus Premium Collection. It was like a GameStop exclusive, I believe, and on TCG Player it goes for $6.86, so it's kind of around the same price that I paid for it. But, you know, I really think these metal cards will eventually kind of go up in value. They are just so unique, and they actually are kind of hard to get like a perfect like PSA 10 or whatever. I don't know if they continued grading these. They like stopped grading metal cards. I don't know if they continued again, but they're just so cool. I like those metal cards. They do them at like really rare instances, and they're just so dope. So I just love, if I see them for cheap, I'll buy them, because I really do think at some point they'll kind of go up in value. Then we have the Articuno. This one is from Generations. It's a full art, paid $11. Goes for $11.69, so didn't really get too much of a discount on this. Just a basic full art Articuno, nothing crazy. I just saw, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I figured because it was old, I think, what is this, 2000? Oh no, never mind. This is from 2016. Okay, I fucked up. Yeah, I would have never bought that. That's crazy. That's pretty pricey. Then we have the Pikachu Play Stamp. I forget what this is called. I'm pretty sure it's like the play thing that they do. This card is a promo that showcases Charizard and Pikachu, which was like the final battle of the like anime with Ash. And because of that, I just thought this was such a dope card to have. It's just kind of like the end of the era, really. This card was $7 I paid. TCG Player goes for $6.78, so didn't really save too much at all, just paid more than what it is. But another thing is, there's some really cool cards that actually showcase Ash Ketchum in Ash's Pokemon and Team Rocket. Those cards are a shit ton of money. Because they showcase Ash, I'm assuming that's why they're just really expensive. Didn't even know they existed until one day I saw them, like, is that a fake card? But no, that was actually real, and it's just so cool. Then we have a Dark Gyarados pre-release card. I actually have a few of these, along with a Misty Seadra pre-release card, which I actually have a few of these as well. I paid for both of these, I paid $5 each. They are Wizard of the Coast promos, just really, really gorgeous and pretty old, in fact. And I believe the Dark Gyarados on TCG Player goes for $9.76. The Seadra on TCG Player goes for $9.33. So they're both around $10. And for $5, that's basically half the price, practically near mint. Just really gorgeous older cards that I just very surprised it'd be around this cheap, really. And then finally we got a Pichu reverse holo promo. It's like a Wizard of the Coast promo. This is such a cute card that I actually didn't know. This card is actually really expensive. I went to a card show and a guy was selling 4 of these for $10 each. And I just thought it was really cool as a promo from Wizard of the Coast. Had this gorgeous fucking like hollowing. I was like, all right, I gotta buy it. It's $10. This card on TCG Player goes for $27.17, practically $30. I should have bought all of them, but I was kind of stupid. Thankfully, I picked out the nicest one, the best centering one. Next up, we have the Heatran Level X card. Really, really cool. I am a slut for the Level X's. I'm just a slut for everything, apparently, because I say that a lot. This is from Stormfront. Paid $11 for this, goes for $15.98. Still kind of surprised that like Level X's don't get like the love that they deserve. I mean, I guess they're kind of like the VEX cards, things like that, but like they're not really, because they're old, and Level X's were very hard to pull compared to like the V cards and the X cards nowadays. So just very surprised that some of these go for as cheap as they do. A lot of the promos go for cheap. I know there are some cards that definitely go for like over $100, $200 in Level X's. So Definitely love the level X's. Just a throwback to my fucking era. And then we got 2 Blaziken FB level X cards. Got one for 15, got one for 16. These cards are from Supreme Victors, and currently on TCG Player they go for $30.53 each. So basically got them for half the price, and these cards are gorgeous. Again, just love the FB, the initials with the trainer, just so freaking gorgeous. It's a level X card. I love these, I love these so much. Just so dope to have both of them. Didn't even realize I actually bought both of them until I was doing, like, putting all my cards together, so that was kind of ridiculous. And that just shows you how many times I fucking buy the same card over and over again on accident. Then we got the Squawkabilly EX card, finally a card from Scarlet and Violet era. This is a secret illustration rare, or alt art if you would like to say, from Paldea Evolved. I paid $9 for this, and it currently goes for $9.58, so nothing too crazy, basically the same price as the card goes for on market, so I didn't really save much. I do notice there's actually birds of different colors around here, so I wonder, I never played Scarlet and Violet the game, so I wonder if there's different regional variants, kind of like the Deerling, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But this card really wasn't anything great, you know, it's a cheap SIR card. If you can find SIR cards for under 20 bucks and you don't have them in your collection, you might as well just get them, because they're pretty cheap. And then we got the Tinkaton EX card, another secret illustration rare card, nothing too crazy, and from Paldea Evolved. I paid $15 for this, currently goes for $15.71. It's a gorgeous, glittery, colorful card, but, you know, nothing too crazy as far as the illustration, off-centered a little bit, but that's what happens when you buy off a TCG Player, because I got both of Squawkabilly and this on TCG Player, and it's kind of like the territory that it comes with when you buy cards and you don't get to see what they look like, so it's kind of iffy. But for 15 bucks, I was like, I'll take the chance, you know. Then we got Professor Turo's scenario. Bro's making Compound V, literally. And this card is from Paradox Rift. It's a secret illustration rare, paid $9 for, goes for $12.05 on TCG Player. It's a pretty cool card, just Professor Turo. They made the professors like baddies in this fucking era for some reason. They made him a Chad, and they made Sada like a fucking sexy machine. I don't even know. As we're going along in Scarlet and Violet, a lot of these secret illustration rares are getting pretty pricey. So they're actually going up in value, which is pretty nice. And it's actually showing that a lot of these newer Scarlet and Violet sets are actually holding some good value, which is nice. Then we got the Mela Secret Illustration Rare. Gorgeous fucking card. This is actually one of my favorite Secret Illustration Rares, with Torkoal as the Pokemon right next to her. And this is like a fucking Sky City. I don't know where the fuck they are, but that, oh my god, this card is so damn gorgeous. She's also a baddie. This card is from Paradox Rift. I paid $10 for it. Goes for $11.74. So basically paid the same amount as what it goes for. Nothing too crazy there. Just a very gorgeous secret illustration rare. Talking about another secret illustration rare. This is why I fucked myself again, right? I already said it. Another Dendra card from Paldea Evolved. Paid $10 for this card. Goes for $11.28. And I got a different one that I paid $5 for. So it is what it is. Comes with the territory of just not putting your information in. I always suggest that you guys should, you know, try to have a catalog of your collection so you don't like accidentally re-buy the same fucking cards over and over again, because it can just get ridiculous. These are the higher end type of cards, I would say, and the first one is a sealed Cool Porygon promo card. Now, was very iffy on buying this. Once I saw this and it was sealed, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And a Porygon, I don't really care as much as a Pokemon, but to have like a Wizard of the Coast promo like this, really dope. But this price, $40, was really getting me questionable. On TCG Player, okay, this card goes for $24.33. So I paid 2 times the price for this sealed card, but it comes with a caveat. If you want this sealed in its original wrapper on eBay, the cheapest I could find this card was for $35 in its original packaging. So I think that's kind of why it's priced as it was and how much I paid for it. Now it's still wrapped and you can kind of see like some weird, I think there might be, fuck, I don't know if you can kind of tell. There's some like shit right along here, which is not good. I don't know if it's, I think it's on the wrapper, I hope. But I don't know if it's like, you know, you see this right here. I don't know if that's on the card or the wrapper. I'm assuming it's on the wrapper, and I'm praying to God it's on the wrapper, and I wish I would have taken a closer look, but it's such a cool card, and I definitely think you guys should have this in your collection at the least. You know, just buy it opened for 25 bucks. Not a bad price. Just such a cool card, and very rare to see just cool Porygon. Like, you don't see that with Pokemon cards, so just really dope. Definitely paid too much, and if I knew the price of that, I probably would have held off. So I got a little fucked over there. But now we are getting into the forbidden zone, the alternate arts of Sword and Shield. Now, during the alt craze, I will say in the beginning, these are all these cards right here. These are all going to be alternate arts. I will show you. When Sword and Shield alt arts were starting to, and right in the beginning, were starting to skyrocket, I was missing a good amount still. I still am missing a good amount, and I figured I got to start buying the cheaper ones, the lower value ones, so I can at least get those, because I have a lot of the higher valued ones. So I got some, and man, did I really luck out, because the prices are pretty crazy. So the first one, which isn't really the craziest one, we got the Genesect V. This one actually hasn't done too much movement. I paid $15 for this from Fusion Strike, and it currently goes for $19.54. It's a $20 alt art. Really hasn't even moved at all. So if you're just looking to get some alt arts, this isn't really a bad card to buy. Hasn't done any movement at all. I think it only really went up $5 because this card used to be just 15 bucks. So not a bad price. The next card I got is also from Fusion Strike in the Mew V Alt Art. A really cool card that showcases basically Mew and like a horde of fucking Pokemon just running. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but you just gotta like turn for that snapshot. Just a really, really dope card. Definitely a lot better than the Mew VMAX. I was contemplating buying the Mew VMAX because it is a VMAX, so it's a higher rarity. But it's just so difficult because the card looks so fucking ugly. And as far as like its price, it just didn't seem worth it to me. So I did get my hands on the Mew V. Paid $30 for this. The card currently goes for $43.50. So not a bad price at all. Basically 13 bucks more than what I was able to get it for. So not a bad price, and was able to snag it during the jump. The next card I got is the Galarian Slowking V from Chilling Reign. Paid $30 for this, goes for $40.60. Kind of surprised because I was kind of leaning towards the earlier Sword and Shield alt arts. This one, you know, I thought like a lot of people love the art style of this artist, and I especially do, so I was kind of expecting this card to actually go up more in value. But, you know, for 40 bucks, it's not that bad of a price. I would definitely tell people to hold off on this card because I think it'll probably go back down to 30. 30 just seemed like a reasonable price for me to buy it at, but you know, for 40 bucks, you're kind of, you know, riding the line of whether it's worth it or not. Then we have the Galarian Rapidash V, a gorgeous, gorgeous card. This one also from Chilling Reign. Paid $40 for this. Currently goes for $63.46. So it's jumped up $23 since I bought it, and I'm just so happy. This is actually one of the few cards I got that actually jumped up a shit ton of money. Really, I could maybe see this card falling back down to like around 50. Just such a really gorgeous card from an hard set to pull alt arts from Chilling Reign. So definitely a cool card to get. I'm just glad I bought it when I did. Then we have the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. alt art from Battle Styles. Paid $30 for this. Currently goes for $54.23, so shot up at $24, $25. This is kind of crazy because, again, there really isn't anything to this alt art all that much. It's cool, but to me, this kind of just seems like a regular VMAX. It doesn't really feel like an alt art. It's just one of those like bland ones. But around the time I got this for 30 bucks, I was like, all right, I'll just get it, because it's been sitting around 30 for quite a while. And you know, since the alt art shoot up, it's gone up quite a bit. Off-centered a little bit on the sides, but it's still pretty bearable in the back. It kind of looks better, so not bad. And to finish the alt arts off, we have the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. This alt art is also from Battle Styles. Paid $45 for this. Currently goes for $73.72. So jumped up like close to $30, and it's a gorgeous card. This one I actually feel is very underrated. I actually like this one better than the Tyranitar V alt art, because I just feel like there's more color, there's more going on with this card, and to me it's just so underrated in a way. Definitely glad to have gotten this. And kind of how I've been looking at the alt art situation is, like, if you're trying to collect, I personally think going from older to newer is better. Obviously, probably the more popular ones first, unless, you know, eventually, because again, I really think these alt arts will go down in value. What the fuck is that on his leg? It's a squid. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. I really think these cards will eventually go down in value, not to what they were, as I said in a previous video about manipulation and shit. But still, if you're going to try to collect these right now, I would probably go older to newer, and especially the cheaper ones I would definitely buy now over the more expensive ones, and then just work your way up, work your way across. A lot of these, again, you know, you have Battle Styles and Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike. Evolving Skies, I have most of the alt arts there, and I think I'm missing like 2 or 3. So definitely just glad to have these and put these into my collection. Really, really dope. And it was definitely a weird time that they shot up. I remember, it's kind of funny, I made a video like 7 months ago about Pokemon alt arts collapsing, like going down in value, and for some reason that just got like 2,000 views, like, you know, I feel like in the past month, but that was like 7 months ago. So I don't know if like people are using that to just see how much these cards are going up in value, but it's pretty crazy to think about. It's just, that's how the market is. It goes down, goes up, goes down. You know, you can never really time it, and it's tough like that. So lastly, we have our graded cards that I will be showing. I got some Pokemon. I got a lot of One Piece graded cards because I collect a lot of One Piece now. In these past 3 months, One Piece has been the game. The first graded card I got was for $20, being the Manaphy PSA 8 promo XY113, whatever the fuck. This is from the Mythical Premium Collection, and that box itself goes for about $129.99. As far as graded, this card is kind of all over the place. A PSA 9 can go from like $20 to $100. I've seen listings that want 20 bucks and listings that want 100. As far as a PSA 10, I think I only saw one listing that the person wanted $240. So you can kind of see the price difference there. This one for 20 bucks, it's basically like buying a raw copy of this card. I actually think the raw copy might only be like 10 bucks. So it's kind of a little more expensive, but it's a PSA 8. Nothing too crazy, and it's Manaphy. It's a gorgeous card with the Fionas in the back and some lovely other fish Pokemon. It's just such a cool card. Then we have a PSA 9 Iris card. This is pretty crazy. So after the Full Art Trainer hype and it kind of died down a bit, I started recollecting Full Art Trainers again, trying to complete my set. And one of the cards I was looking for was this, the Iris and the Bianca card, because those are two very old cards from the black and white era that I still don't have in my collection. And one of the cards, this card I really wanted, but I wanted it raw. Well, a guy was selling it at PSA 9 for around the same price as a raw copy, and I just couldn't say no to it because it's graded. It's a PSA 9. Kind of sucks because I think I got to break this out, but at least I know this is like a perfect like PSA 9 card. That was kind of, you know, if I get like a raw copy, could be a chance there's some dent or something on it that I didn't see from the pictures. At least this is a PSA 9. I know what I'm getting, right? So PSA 9 from Plasma Blast, black and white era, paid $90 for this card. A raw copy of this card today goes for $147.31. A PSA 9 of this card goes for $230, and a PSA 10 goes for $2,000. I got this for $90. This card goes for $230. That's pretty crazy. Again, you know, this was before it kind of shot up, because around this price, that was kind of when I think Iris was like around like $100 raw. So went up a good amount of money, but just the fact that this card is worth 200 something bucks is crazy. It almost makes me feel like I should probably just resell this. That'd probably be the smart move. So remember when I said we'll be showing off multiple TCGs? Well, now's the time, right? At the very fucking end of the video. Now, a Disney 100 Weiss Schwarz card. It's a golden 10. You can already see that, but guess what card it is? It is the Ariel Mermaid Princess Pristine 10. This card, oh my goodness. So I made a thing, you know, the last one I did, I think I got the Cinderella version. I need to get all of them. All the princesses with their 100 stamp with the Pristine 10 from CGC. Had to do it because these cards, like, just together is so fucking gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And this card, I got a really good deal on it. So a raw copy of this card goes for $120 to $150. A PSA 10 goes for about $269, and a CGC Gold 10 goes for around $400. Now this is what is just listed on eBay. These are listings, but I was lucky enough to find a listing for this card for $150. That was around the same price I actually bought my Cinderella for. So to me, around like $150 is probably the good amount to buy these, but a lot of sellers are selling these around $300 to $400. There's like a Belle one that I wanted that the guy won't budge from $300. It's like crazy. So a lot of these cards are going for high prices, and it makes sense. These are like the chase cards kind of from this set. It's a specialty set, a gorgeous set, and I really think these cards are so freaking underrated that in due time, these fucking cards, I think, are gonna skyrocket in value. It's fucking Disney. Like, these are fucking, like, drawn, like, hand-designed, different. They're not just, like, screenshots of the fucking show or anime or whatever the fuck. It's just so, so nice. And I think these are so underrated. I paid $150 for it. And if I can just find any of these for that price, I will buy it, hands down. Just so fucking happy to have this card. I think there's like 3 or 4 more I gotta get still. But definitely just so freaking ecstatic to have that in my collection. And now we talk about One Piece. The One Piece. I basically broke this up into 2 characters. Okay. I mainly started collecting cards from certain characters. Obviously, I said one of my favorite characters is Doflamingo, so I have some of his great cards, but another character I really like is Crocodile. So I started collecting some of his cards in PSA 10s. This Crocodile card is just his basic one from Kingdoms of Intrigue. I paid $27, and that's currently the price it goes for. A lot of these cards are pretty recent in price, so I'm kind of not going to show you like the value of what they go for, because like I just recently bought these this past month. So a really dope card. I love it. You know, whether or not it's really worth that much money, to me it's not bad. To spend fucking $30 around there for a PSA 10 isn't bad to me. Speaking of $30, we got this Crocodile card. It's an alt art from Kingdoms of Intrigue. I think it's the alt art to this. Yeah, it is. And this card I got for $29, basically $30 in a PSA 10. It is so freaking dope. I can't wait to display it. So gorgeous. And then my last Crocodile card I was able to pick up was this super pre-release card. I actually paid $39 for this card, basically $40, and it's a PSA 10. These prices kind of vary. I really can't even tell you if I got a good deal on these. Basically, I kind of just go on eBay. I look for the cheapest card variant in a PSA 10, and that's what I go for if I think it's worth the money. So, you know, a lot of these cards, 40, 30, 20, like, it's not bad of a price to me. The next character I got is the Doquinat. I can't even say his name. It's Rosanti. I don't even know. But my sister loves this guy, and I started to like him. I still haven't even gotten to the Doflamingo arc. I'm still moving along. I'm basically at like C9 or whatever with the like assassin guys. That's where I'm at right now. But really cool card in a PSA 10 from Kingdoms of Intrigue. Paid $30 for this. So not a bad card. I believe this is actually one of the like secret rares or super rares or something. I'm assuming because it has like this gold border. I could be totally wrong, but it's a really cool card of Rosanti. And then continuing, I got the One Piece Judge card in a PSA 10. This is just another cool card of Rosanti. Again, I'm just trying to get like all the PSA 10s of these characters with their cards. I paid $30 for this. Not too bad of a price. And then I also got the box topper version of this card, which is kind of like a closer up image, and I paid $35 for this in a PSA 10. Crazy enough, I actually bought a second one of this card on accident because I'm an idiot, of course, and I paid $25 for that one. So kind of upset that I got two, and I ended up giving this one to my sister because she loves Rosanti. So she now has her first ever PSA 10 Rosanti card. Hopefully she'll become an addict like me, and then we'll leech off each other like that. But that's the hope, right? As bad as that sounds. Then we have this card, which is kind of interesting because it's kind of like just a drawn art style. It's like it's not as cool as like these, but it's still pretty cool in a way. It's from Awakening of the New Era. Paid $40 for this, and this is basically like the leader card, their like big up face version. So I try to get that with a crocodile and Doflamingo. I'll try to get all of them, but just really cool card. I had to get this for the Rosanti collection. $40 to me is not that bad. Whenever I can find cards for, you know, somewhat cheap, I will do it. And Rosanti is one of like the more cheaper characters, I feel. For some reason, like Crocodile and Rosanti, their cards for PSA 10s are pretty cheap. Doflamingo has been like one of the most expensive ones, which really sucked for me. And lastly, I got the Rosanti alternate art card from Kingdoms of Intrigue. Paid $30 for this PSA 10, and it's just a gorgeous card with him holding a devil fruit. I thought that was actually his devil fruit, and then my sister told me no, and she said that she didn't want to spoil it for me. So I was like, okay, I will shut the fuck up. And just such a gorgeous card, and that's why I bought him. It's just to have like the full set of Rosantis in fucking PSA 10s. That's the goal, to get the crocodiles in fucking PSA 10, and Doflamingo, and then I think I also need to do Perona, and then Almost Sunday. It's a lot of money. A lot of money. But that is it, guys. That is the whole collection, all the cards from Q2 that I had bought. And yeah, this is gonna be a long fucking video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you stayed around for this entire video. I think this is probably gonna be one of the longest videos I've ever done, because like all these fucking clips are like 10 minutes long, and my computer's about to fucking blow itself up and kill me and my collection, possibly my sister in the next room. I don't know. But just so dope to have these cards. A lot of these cards that I did get, I do think they will go up in value. As far as like the One Piece cards, nah, not so much. I don't really know where One Piece is going to be at, to be honest with you. Because, you know, One Piece is at that hype time where you can't really find anything. So these cards are probably going to be at their most expensive. So One Piece, you know, all these fucking graded cards that I'm getting are probably going to shoot down in value. With the more reprints that Bandai does. As far as Pokemon goes, a lot of these cards I do feel confident that over time they will go up in value. I don't think it'll happen anytime soon or quickly, like within like months or a year. I think it'll probably be in quite a while, 2 to 3 to 4 years or more. But that's kind of the waiting game. I enjoy collecting. I love having these cards. It's kind of weird for me to constantly explain this at the end of all these videos. But it's just one of those things. Like, I enjoy this. And eventually I do want to go to card shows to actually be like a seller. And I think by buying these cards, it gives me kind of product to put out there to sell eventually when they do go up in value. But again, it's one of those things, like a lot of these cards are pretty low in value, $1, $3, $5, and whether or not these cards can actually shoot up a lot from there is kind of tough to say, because not too many cards like that go up in value by a lot. Usually these lower value cards go up a little bit. Usually the higher value cards go up by a good amount, like a good chunk, like 20, $30. So the thing is, with these lower cards, it'll be really tough. It'll be like rare. It's going to be a rare case that these cards that are like $3, $5 turn into $20, $30. It'll be rare. But over time, stuff might happen. You never know. Pokemon is one of the weirdest TCGs where hype and FOMO can change the way these cards in value goes. It is so weird. It is such a weird bride, because it's like you can predict, but you almost can't predict how these things are going to go. So it is what it is. And now I'm about 40 minutes late to my boss's barbecue. I don't know why he's inviting me and like a bunch of interns to go eat at his house. And this guy, yeah, you know, I took a tour of his house. He showed me his house, and like he's like telling me, oh, I paid all this money to like fucking you know, make it bigger, this and that thing. And he's like bragging to me as I'm doing a walkthrough, like, oh, this living room is probably bigger than yours. It's like, no, this is actually like the same size, you know. And he's like, what? And he gets all like offended and shit. And like, it's funny because our garage is like really dirty. It's like, you know, hoarders. Like, our garage isn't the cleanest, right? And he's like, you know, you can really tell how people live their life by the way their garage is clean. His garage is clean, right? But then you go into his house, and his house, like, there's shit everywhere. And I thought my house was bad. His house is fucking terrible. And his backyard is just filled with trees that are, like, on an angle, that are, like, any moment could just fucking fall down and destroy his house. So he's having a barbecue and a bunch of interns, and I am forced to go. And now he just texted me that I'm, like, 30 minutes late as usual. So I'm just going to bring a bomb to the barbecue.
He's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up. It's there.